Hi everybody, welcome back to part 2 of Can We Escape the Matrix? So initially I wasn't going to make a video on this because I'm including this and some other stuff in the upcoming book. But yesterday there were some people that I was talking to who are fairly well informed. They read my books and they're pretty knowledgeable about how things are and what they are. And the question they asked is, well, why is it being portrayed that the Matrix is something that we have to escape from? And the reason for that is within our reality, it's a reality of duality. And of course, duality exists at all levels, no matter what somebody tells you. But at this level, it's a very strong concept of duality, good and evil, good and bad, and so on. And you look at things like politics. You have one party, if our party gets in office, everything's going to be good. If the other party gets in office, the world's going to end. You have sports the same way, good teams, bad teams. One's the enemy, one's the good guys. You have our culture pushes race, religion, creed, color, differences between people as good and bad. There's always has to be something good. There's the fight against poverty, the fight against drugs, whatever it may be. It's always a fight against something. It's never successful, but there's always a fight against something because you need to have an entity, something that's an energy, an evil, in order to keep people focused within that world of strict duality and to keep them in this level of the matrix. And the concept of the matrix has been taking the place of Satan, taking the place of the devil as the bad guy. It's something that we're trapped in, something that we have to escape from in order to get to the real world, which, by the way, doesn't exist. In order for us to, we have to get out of this. And the reason that was done is because the New Age movement is a progression, trying to get away from the purpose of it was to try to get away from the concept of the external gods as you have in basic religions and try to get people to look inside themselves and understand that it's all part of themselves. It's not that the good and evil. Yes, things we prefer, things we don't prefer, but it's our perception of those things that make them the good and evil and so on. And within the unfortunate thing within the New Age movement is they got trapped in that concept. They replaced the old time gods with ascended masters, with aliens, with higher beings, with light beings, higher dimensions. They've done a swap. So they're still looking at other entities and beings and things that are outside of our level of the matrix and the levels that they have to obtain. And so the matrix itself has become and considered the Satan, the evil entity that we have to escape from. So it's that basic concept of trying to keep people fighting against one thing or the other, that there's always a good guy, always a bad guy, always something you have to escape from without letting them know that, as I've said in the first video, the matrix is all there is because everything is within it. It's simply different levels and different systems within it. And you will never escape it. So stop fighting against it. Stop thinking it is something that you have to get away from, because as long as you feel that, you're fighting against a part of yourself. I think in one of the books I used the analogy, if you wanted to pick up a box and your left hand and your right hand were fighting each other, it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to pick up the box. So when your hands, left and right hands, are going to work together, you can pick it up real easy. So it's the same concept as the division, separation that this world tries to teach. And the matrix is just another example of trying to create something bad, something evil that we have to get away from without understanding that it's a part of us and we're a part of it. Remember, as I've talked about before, we and our reality are one and the same. And another little tidbit, I'll say that other part for the book. Anyway, remember, the matrix is not something you have to escape from. It's you or it. Accept it and realize you'll simply be moving to different levels of it. Anyway, have yourself a great day, folks.